Hi, welcome back to my video. Today we're going to talk about is a shutdown button for Raspberry Pi. To use a regular standard button for shutdown. At first I was like, I know it was working, why does it suddenly do not work? Okay, so most of the image that you get from people from arcadepunk.com, they have the they call it a ILO or the general shutdown. I think it's called GILO. We're gonna look at it later when we do the. Let's talk about the physical hardware. So to make the light come up and make the shutdown work, you have to plug it in. First, we have to explain what you need to make it work. Okay, so let's look at it closely. There's a box inside the controller. Okay, the last two are the cable is underneath the box. Okay, these other two have a riser which is on top of the box, the gray box. So what you want to do, let me see if I use this to see. So what you want to do is you want to plug this first two on top. Those two on top of the gray box are for the light, for the power for the LED light, and then this is the ground, the black. So these two black cable are actually have one cable coming from the system and then it loop over here. So these two on the left is ground. Now to get the switch to work, you want to use the black and yellow, or in this case it will be black and red. Okay, because if you plug it in the same way the chart tell you how to plug it in, it's going to be black and red, and then yellow is on top. Okay, I just went and switched it because I know in my last video I talked about black and yellow are the only two cable that actually would do a shutdown. Okay, yellow would be the 5 and then the black would be the 6. Pin 5, 6 are the ones going to do a shutdown. The red one would be called the pin 8. Okay, that is the transceiver, TX transceiver, and is also programmed as a script to give you the LED light. Okay, so that way it won't give you too much power to the light that will cause it to crash. Okay, there's LED light. Okay, you can see it. All right, so let me go over one more time. On the gray box, the 2 at the bottom is for the shutdown. It doesn't matter what color you use. It would be, the black would be the 6 and the yellow would be number 5. Okay, remember that. 5 and 6. And the one on top would be number 8, port 8. The PILO pin will be number 8. And this one is just a loop over, so it doesn't matter. Okay. All right. So let's look at the pin. Since I have the Raspberry Pi flipped upside down, my cable is all in the GI pin, general purpose input. Okay. And so if you look over here on this chart, 5 is, you count it across. There's total I believe it's like, I don't remember now how many pins total. Okay, there's total of the 40 pin. Okay, I can't flip it upside down. Okay, 40 pin. The black is all the ground. Okay, and so let's go back to the, so what we're using is, you count it at 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the right is 2, 4, 6 even side, and then on the left is the odd number 1, 3, 5. Okay, so the top of the Raspberry Pi, which is look like this right there, the Raspberry Pi, and that's what the pin look like, you know, from here to here. Okay, so you understand. And then here's the plug for the controller, and then RJ45 for the, that's for the RJ45. All right, so let's go back to the main one. Talk about the shutdown. Okay, so right there, 5 and 6 is your power shutdown, and then the 14 is your G14 right there. G14. Okay, that's your number 8. All right, that is the one that's going to give you the light. 5 and 6 is going to give you the shutdown. Okay, so this is what I did is I cable like this. Okay, now based on this paper, the way they want you to cable is they want you to put the bottom part, the lower part, they want you to put the black and red, okay, and then black and yellow. So you cannot use the black and yellow because black and yellow is on top of the gray box. So that would be your light. So right now, I got it cable where the yellow is the power. So to less confusing, I'm going to put it back the way it was. But I'm going to go ahead and show you that the shutdown work, okay, before we switch it back. I'm going to go ahead and turn this around. Okay. And at the same time, I'll go ahead and plug this light for you. Now, before I turn it around, I want to share something with you. I took, let me bring this up. Okay, I took this little light that I told you about from, I went and cut the back up. It's a USB for computer, laptop. You plug it to the laptop and give you a LED light. And I cut this off. The other one, what I did is I cut all the way, the whole thing off. Okay. Now, this one have a hole here. I put a plastic here, put a hot glue on it. So this is the original that was in the front. I took this off and put a clear one in the front. And so if you was to cut the whole thing off, this is what it looked like. This is it's flexible. They have a metal in the, they have a aluminum in the metal in the middle of this thing, so that's why I make it flexible. Okay, and it's a USB. It's only 2 cable. All right. Now, since I did not took this off, I couldn't cable. Now this one I cable it correctly based on color, so I know that the red is positive and the negative is grounded. Okay, so you have a positive is red and the negative is green. Okay, so I cable it based on the color so I don't get confused. But guess what? When they put this together, they didn't go by the color. So I follow the color that came from this wire, which is red and yellow. But problem is, the red is actually negative and the yellow is positive. Because when I first plug it in, I said, oh man, is it because I did the wiring incorrectly and that's why it doesn't work? I was ready to tear this apart and make it look like this one, where I take everything apart, and this is the back panel from here. Okay, so this one is brighter. It doesn't have a cover in the front where this one does. Okay, and I didn't really need it that bright because this is not a big unit, it's small. So I want the cover to cover it, and so I left this part together, and then I hot glue it down here in this corner. So anytime if I need to replace it, I could just replace it. Okay, so just FYI, if you plug it in, if it doesn't work, it's because the way they cable it, they don't follow the color pattern. So the red is actually not positive, is negative, and yellow is ground. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and plug this in, show you that it works. So I have to remember my green is now is gonna be in red, the grounded, and then my yellow is gonna go with the orange. Okay, and so here's my shutdown button. Alright, so I'm gonna turn this around. Alright, so I'm gonna press B to get out that screen. And the way you set up the GI low, let me go to this is using the motion blue. You could add more theme to it and change this. I just recently changed this one. This one is not the one I actually want, so I might have to go and change it. So let me zoom into the screen first and tell you how to configure it. If you get the motion blue, this is the latest. It's called on filter motion blue, the latest one that the guy David created. And you go down to GPIO. Okay, GPIO is a general purpose input output shutdown utility. Okay, and you get this for if you use a virtual man. Virtual man also have this in his script that you could turn it on, you could enable or disable. See, when I first started, my button wasn't light up. Now it light up. Okay, so what you do is just press the A button to get into the idle, and press I'm just gonna press OK, and right here it say, do you want to enable the GPIO, okay, shutdown? And if you do, you just click OK, and it will enable. If you don't want it, you just select the one on top, it will disable it. And also, just that you guys, I just find this out. I went and fixed all my joystick. If you in the Raspberry Pi, doesn't matter how you configure the button and the joystick. If you press up, it doesn't go up. If you press down, it doesn't go down. That means your joystick is in the wrong direction. You need to flip it. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. Okay. If you press up, it doesn't go up, and you press down, doesn't go down. That means your joystick is in the wrong direction because it doesn't tell you which one is up, which one is down. So you need to turn this around. And I just find out all my joystick was messed up. I'm like, well, how come some of my game like Dreamcast was having issue with direction, and my Raspberry Pi utility is have the direction is not correct either, or the track mode is not correct either. Now motion blue have track mode, so that's one thing I like about it. So right now I'm working on virtual image. Once I get everything downloaded, I'm going to copy all the game into motion blue and create a virtual image so that people could have. And I think you don't need bigger than 64 gigabyte because there's not that much game out there to be virtual screen. And I want to create one for motion blue with a virtual screen, and to put it on the website so people could download it and play your virtual game, all the game, not just arcade. Okay, most of them out there is arcade. There's recently one just came out, 64 gigabyte by Sony. If I pronounce it incorrectly, I'm sorry. I think it's pronounced Sony, SNOOCY. Okay, it's on the Arcade Punk. You could download. I'm still trying to finish download. I don't know why my website is so slow. But see, as you can see, my marquee is light up now, and it doesn't have any like bleeding. You know how people say, oh, the light is coming through See, you don't see that. Okay, so I use the same kind of USB for the small one and the big one. Now the small one I use that came with that cover, so it won't be so bright. I use that. The other one I just took the whole thing out. The bigger one, the bar top one. This is a little bit smaller. Okay, so anyway, let me get out here and show you that the shutdown button work. Okay, so once I see this one does have the light. Okay, right now in the room is so bright you can't see the light. Now I'm gonna. Hi, I just want to go over this with you so you understand what's going on. I went and changed the pin back the way normal is based on their recommendation, where the black and red is underneath the box, and those are the standard way they want you to cable it. On top of the box is the black and yellow. Okay, and so this is what I have right now. Okay, so the bottom of underneath the gray box is the black and red, and the top is black and yellow on top of the gray box. Now the shutdown for this work. So I went and shut it down. Now I'm going to, the color, the light is off because everything is off because it's shut down. So I'm going to turn it back on again, and the light back up. See that? And then the light came on and it turned on. So the way this is configured is like this, where the black is the ground, which is number 6, and the yellow is number 5, and then number 8, the pin number 8 is red. So it's cable based on the bottom of here, okay, where it is where this is black, yellow, and red. Okay, so black is 6, yellow is 5, and red is number 8. Now, but the problem is once you shut down, the light doesn't come on. Okay, I mean once it's turned on, but once you shut it down, it's shut down and the light's still off. Okay, the light's still off and the system is shut down. And when you press it again, it will light up one time and then it go off. Okay, the light will stay off. It go on when you light will turn on, meaning so it will stay off. So the next step is trying to figure out what can we do to cable it where the light will stay on and you can shut it off and shut it down. That will work. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you what we need to do so we can make the light come on and the shutdown and turn on. It's a safety shutdown and turn on will work. Okay. Okay, I finally figured out in order for it to light up like this and also do a shutdown, you will have to put a voltage. Like I used number 2 that originally was using for LED light. I used the marquee, the pin number 2, and plug it directly to this. So this actually will now light up. The port that it used to shut down, it had to be on the top. Okay. I don't remember what I told you in the beginning, but in the gray box, the black and yellow had to be on top, which is the black will be the pin number 6 and the yellow will be pin number 5. So 5, 6 need to be together on top of the gray box. Okay, let me zoom in. See where the gray box is? Okay, the black have to be on top of the gray box, not the bottom of the gray box. Okay, this one you have to plug into another power source. Okay, another power pin to keep this light up. Okay, otherwise this LED light will not stay on. All right, so let's flip it over. Now the pin 14, it doesn't do anything with the arcade button. Okay, normally it does work, but not in this case. So not pin 14, pin 8. Okay, pin 8 does not do anything, so you might as well unplug it. So if you now plug the shutdown button, the system is shut down. See, we press but the light still stay on because I'm using a different voltage. I'm using the one that I'm using for the marquee. So this light stay on until I turn the main power off. Then will be off. Okay. So if you want to keep this light on, you have to use a different pin on the system. Okay. So I'm gonna recable that pin again and put the voltage into this power source, so that way I have power and I will have a LED light, because right now the shutdown will work but no LED light. So you have to use a port that have power. Okay, or you could use the number 2 and split it into marquee and this as well. So that way you don't have to, I don't have to open this. I could just share the cable together, so we'll work on both systems. Okay, so let me go ahead and undo this and do it correctly so it will work. Okay, in order for it to work, instead of go and pull another cable, I still use the pin number 14, and this is what you have to do. You have to have a cable that go between this cable, yellow and red. So I have these 2 cable plug in, so now you have a light, and then so that's how you get the light. The 4 and 6 had to be touching each other. Okay, so I used a wire. Let me see if I could focus this. I use a wire that go from, I just see when I pull it out, I just poke into that hole right there, just touch the, so I just need to solder this 2 end. I use this one of this cable. You just plug in to the yellow, and so in other words, pin number 5 and number 8 need to touch each other. Okay, pin number 5 and 8 need to have a cable that go across each other, so for it to work. Black is pin number 6. Okay, the yellow have to be on top in order for the shutdown to work. So 5 and 6 need to be on top of the gray box. Below the gray box is the black and red, which is red is pin number 8 and 5 is pin number 6. Okay, so now with those 2 wires touching each other, this will light up. Okay, and we're gonna zoom back out, and the screen now is on, and my marquee is still on. I didn't use pin number 2. I just put it back the way it was and keep everything the way it was. And the way its cable is red at the bottom, yellow is on top, which is the same as the diagram listed here. Same thing, red at the bottom and yellow's on top. So I didn't change anything. Only thing I did was add a cable between the yellow and red, so they're touching each other, cable. Okay, see the cable? I added this brown cable would have 2 pins on it and touching each other, make the light up. Now we're going to test the shutdown, see if it still work. It work. Okay, so that's the trick to make the arcade button to work, for the light to work and stay on, for it to shut down. See, it shut down and the light is still on. Okay, because I have the cable going between them, and that's how I want it. Okay, now I want to turn it back on. I press the button again, and the light got brighter, and it went dark again. Make sure I'm not touching anything else other than, okay? I mean, the light's still on. It just got brighter when you press it, and the whole thing is on. Okay? So it's working. You just need to add a cable between it. Okay? So summarize the whole thing is the shutdown button will work. The arcade button to use it for shutdown will work if you put a cable between the yellow and red. Okay? And you solder those cables together. So going back to the paper, you got pin number 6, number 5, number 8. Okay? Which is the ground is number 6 and it's black color, yellow and red. So what you need to do is you need to get a cable. Get a marker. You need to get a cable, a metal cable, and have this two tied together, the red and yellow. Once you got those pins touch each other, then you're good to go. Then the shutdown will work and the light will work. Okay, so if you look at the diagram, you want to put a cable between the yellow and the red. Okay, yellow and red. There is yellow on top and this is the red on the bottom. Okay, and this is on top. Okay, so it's hard to write when you're holding the paper and writing it. So the yellow is going to be on top, and you're going to put a cable between here and here, and the red's at the bottom, and then your LED light will work, and this will be the shutdown. So that's how you configure the shutdown for the arcade button. So if you guys are getting confused, like how could I get the light? Now, if you don't have the cable, if you're using a button, using the small button like I created for the other one, you just need the yellow and black. Okay, but see, there's no light, but shutdown still work. Okay, I could still press the button and do shutdown. All right, see that it's going off. Whole thing shut off. Okay, but if you want to keep the light on, right now there's no light. If you want to keep the light on LED light on, you have to put a red cable. See, I have a two. The cable is two little metal thing pointing up. So I'm going to poke one of this into the red one, and this one on the yellow one. See the lights coming on? Just barely touch it. Okay, you could put I don't recommend tape. If you could solder it, it'd be great. You could solder it. Okay, and that's all you gotta do. All right, hopefully this video will help. Hopefully it doesn't confuse you guys. And that's a boot up music. It's not copyright. So just FYI, whoever is watching it, it's just the music that's coming up is part of it created by the image, so it's not copyright music. Okay. Anyway, this is how you fix the light for the button, and this is how you do the shutdown. Okay. The shutdown script is mostly on all the new version of Raspberry Pi, so you don't have to create the script. You just activate it and that's it. Okay, for Motion Blue and for most of the image, like Virtual Man, he have it on his image too. The 400 gigabyte and the, I think 128 gigabyte, and then the new one 512 for Pi 4 is all there. The shutdown thing. So just letting you guys know, this is how you get it to work. Just put the wire, let it touch the 4 and 6 together, and you should good for the LED light. Okay. All right. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you later. I'm still working on the what you call it, the Neo Geo Mini. I'm trying to put marquee light, and also a new speaker because my speaker is messed up. So I have to put the big speaker in the back of the Neo Geo Mini. So once I get that going, I'm trying to video AV things I do, so that way you guys can know how to do it if you want to do it on yourself. And so, all right, stay tuned, and that will be coming up soon. All right, talk to you later. Bye.